Hello and welcome to COX Connections. I'm your host, Gary McCullum, Senior Vice President and General Manager for COX Virginia. In 2004, Smart Beginnings Southampton Roads set out to change the way the region thinks and prioritizes early education as a way to solve the problem that 1 out of 5 kids were entering kindergarten unprepared. And by working with community partners and implementing learning initiatives, Smart Beginnings has improved that statistic by 50%. Joining me now to talk about how they are helping children to succeed in school and in life is Lisa Howard, President and CEO of Smart Beginnings. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Gary. It's great to be here.
So you've been busy.
I have.
You have. So let's talk about some of the alarming statistics that we see in regards to school readiness for children. What have you seen?
Well, I think when we first set out, about 7 years ago, the mindset really was that the learning really started when children, got on that yellow school bus for kindergarten. But we now know that 90% of a child's brain is developed before the age of 5. So we have a window of opportunity to give them the best preparation to succeed in kindergarten.
And this is not about just succeeding in school. This is really a lifelong issue. I mean, if you start off behind, I guess you stay behind. Is that?
You stay behind, right. And, by 3rd grade, really as a former public school teacher, by 3rd grade, you should be reading. And if you're not reading by 4th grade, that learning to read turns to reading to learn. And so you just continue to fall more and more behind, unfortunately. And so really, if we can give children the right start in the beginning, that's going to really change the trajectory for that child in terms of high school dropout rates and later school success.
Now, I'm a business guy. I'm not an early childhood educator. There's a financial cost that we're paying as well in terms of the cost of education and a long-term workforce development issue that we're facing because of what's not happening. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. Just here regionally, we spend about $7 million annually for children that repeat grades in kindergarten. And so that's about $80 million in our state for K through 3 that we're paying just in holding children back.
Wow.
And so there's a real cost savings there if we could really do that preparation at the front end versus paying for it on the back end.
Wow. And then back to the workforce development issue, these kids who are behind stay behind. Clearly, it's going to impact their ability to graduate and to matriculate to 2 or 4 year schools and to
be productive in the workforce. And you as an employer know, what you're seeing in terms of the workforce being ready right now, quite honestly, they're not. They don't have the skills that you need. I mean, as employers are telling us every day that they're having to do a considerable amount of remediation.
So is the issue, in terms of, again, the readiness and these alarming statistics, is it all the cognitive skills, the ABCs, if you will, knowing your numbers? Is that's the issue that's causing the unreadiness, or are there other things that you've seen in your research?
Well, there are, and actually economists, there's a tremendous amount of research right now that tells us that it's the soft skills. It's the perseverance, it's the grit, it's the curiosity, it's that optimism, being able to really push through, to take a plan and actually see it through and work it through. Those are the things that really are going to, being able to collaborate and work as a team, delayed gratification. In fact, they're now linking those skills to the achievement gap. So if we could really focus on not only the academics, but then those, those soft skills, we would see a tremendous change.
So what's the solution? We've talked about some of the challenges. What are the solutions?
Well, right now, our state just quite simply isn't investing in early education. We're certainly putting a lot of money into 0 to 5, but we really cannot show that we're seeing the outcomes that we need, that we're really preparing children in the way that we need to. So the first thing that we need to do in our state is to make young children a priority.
And to start investing in that area. And again, I've heard statistics that the return is there. And again, as a business guy, we're all looking for that, and you would submit that if you invest $1 in this area, there's going to be a pretty good return. Is that correct?
Yes. For every $1 you invest, there's a $7 return on that investment.
So now there's several ways that Smart Beginnings locally here in Southampton Roads that we've impacted early childhood education. Talk about some of those, the programmatic things that you've done.
Well, we were created to raise awareness and then advocate for greater public-private investment and then work to improve the early education system. The first step for us was really arming parents with information so that they can go out and select quality childcare. And we really needed to change that mindset. Whether a parent is staying at home, they're working half day, or they're in the workforce full time. Giving them information that they can help their child be ready. One of the ways that we did that was through the Quality Rating Improvement System. It really is the consumer education of early childhood. It lets parents know what quality looks like in a child care center on a 1 to 5-star scale.
All right, so just like I would pick a hotel, I now know
exactly
what quality looks like when I'm deciding where I'm
Yes.
going to take my child for early childhood education. What else?
Teacher scholarships. You can't have a quality early childhood program without quality teachers, and that interaction between teachers and children is critical. And so we, through a partnership with Tidewater Community College, have given 353 scholarships to teachers in early childhood QIS programs.
So now talk a little bit about the transition that Smart Beginning Southampton Roads is currently going through.
Well, one of the other initiatives that we had is we gave 4 out of the 5 communities in Southampton Roads, Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, Suffolk, and Norfolk, $500,000 grants that they had to match dollar for dollar. So they are up and running, doing great things in their communities for young children. And they are going to carry on all of the work that Smart Beginnings, the programs and the
So
initiatives.
everything continues, and actually
Yes.
it looks like it's a more sustainable model because those municipalities are actually owning it.
Yes, they're making it a priority, you know, from the mayor to the city
congratulations.
manager. Yeah, it's an exciting time.
Yeah, congratulations. So right now, what can members of the community do to continue the work, to make sure that this doesn't, that we don't lose focus or lose the momentum, frankly, that you've generated?
You know, I think the most important thing is to get involved. We've got great initiatives and great work happening in the communities. Go to our website, smartbeginningssouthamptonroads.org, and you can be linked to the community initiatives. Get involved. I would also say, you know, keep the pressure on our elected officials to continue to make this a priority. Make sure that the city council members, that the mayor, that the city manager knows that early education and education is the best economic strategy that we have in our region.
It is an investment. It's not just simply something we're just...
It's not just the right thing to do.
Yeah.
It's the smart thing to do and invest.
Thing. Lisa, thank you for your leadership and all you've done to get things moving here in Hampton Roads. Coming up, learn how one organization is leveraging the economic impact of the Hispanic community to help local businesses gain higher profits. Stay tuned for more Cox Connections.